Have you ever wondered how much it would cost to travel to Mars? It's an intriguing question, isn't it? Well, let's dive into the world of Martian travel and explore the cost implications. Now, it's important to understand that the cost of traveling to Mars isn't a fixed number. It's a complex calculation, influenced by a multitude of variables. The first of these is space technology. We're not talking about run-of-the-mill rockets here. We're talking about cutting-edge interplanetary spacecraft, the kind that requires years of research, development, and testing. Each technological advancement in this field can significantly impact the cost. Next, we have the mission type. Are we talking about a one-way trip or a round trip? Are we sending a lone astronaut or an entire crew? Each mission type presents its own unique set of challenges and costs. For instance, a round trip would require more fuel and resources, thereby driving up the cost. Then we have the trip duration. A quick dash to Mars and back might cost less than a prolonged stay. However, faster trips might require more advanced technology, which could increase the cost. On the other hand, a longer stay would require more supplies and life support systems, also adding to the expense. Now, let's get down to numbers. Current estimates for a Martian journey are quite astronomical, pun intended. We're looking at a range between $100 billion and $1 trillion per person. Yes, you heard that right. That's the ballpark figure we're dealing with. However, remember that these are just estimates. As technology evolves, costs could potentially come down. The participation of private companies in the space race could also alter the cost landscape significantly. So, as you can see, the cost of a Martian trip is not a simple matter. It's an intricate web of variables and possibilities. But one thing is clear. With current technology, a trip to Mars is a pricey endeavor, costing anywhere from $100 billion to a whopping $1 trillion per person. So just how long would it take to save up for a trip to the Red Planet? Well, let's break it down. Let's say you're a resident of the United States earning an average annual salary of $51,168. Now imagine you're incredibly disciplined with your money. I mean really disciplined. You manage to save half of your income every year. That's pretty impressive, right? Now hold on to your space helmets because we're about to take a leap into some large numbers. If you saved at this rate, it would take you approximately 1,956 years to save $100 billion. Yes, you heard that right, nearly 2,000 years. But wait, what if the trip costs more? Let's consider the upper end of the estimate, $1 trillion. At the same savings rate, it would take you a whopping 19,560 years to save up that amount. That's longer than the entire span of recorded human history. Now, these figures are just rough estimates. There are many variables at play. For instance, we haven't taken into account the effects of inflation or potential salary growth over time, and these calculations are based on the technology and knowledge we have today. Who knows? In the future, technological advances or the involvement of private companies could significantly reduce the cost of a trip to Mars. But for now, looking at these numbers, a trip to Mars seems like a far-off dream, doesn't it? Something only achievable in the distant future, or perhaps only in the realm of science fiction. But before you hang up your astronaut suit in despair, remember this: human ingenuity knows no bounds. We've put a man on the moon, sent rovers to Mars, and peered into the farthest reaches of our universe. With an average salary, it would take you thousands of years to save up for a trip to Mars. But don't lose hope just yet. While saving for thousands of years isn't exactly feasible, there are alternatives that could make Martian travel more accessible. For instance, some organizations offer space scholarships and projects. This isn't just a dream, it's a reality for some fortunate individuals who have the privilege to be a part of these programs. Moreover, investing in space companies is another option. As these companies work on developing advanced space technologies, your investment could potentially give you a ticket to the Red Planet. But let's not forget the role of technological advancements and the participation of private companies in this arena. As technology continues to evolve, the cost of space travel is likely to decrease. Private companies like SpaceX are already making strides in this direction, aiming to make space travel more affordable and accessible. Even though traveling to Mars with current technology is extremely expensive, the rapid advancement of technology and alternatives like space scholarships and investments in space companies could make this dream more accessible in the future.